Hi, my name is Dr. Stuart Squires. I'm a professor of theology at St. John's Seminary. We're the seminary for the Archdiocese of Los Angeles. I'm thrilled to announce that I am pairing with New City Press, and they are publishing my new book, You Will Be Changed Into Me, The Fruits of the Eucharist. Many Catholic books that have been written on the Eucharist explore the question of what is it? What is the Eucharist's nature? What's its essence? Is Jesus truly present? Is he spiritually present? Is he sacramentally present? Is the Eucharist nothing more than a symbol? Although this question and these answers are extremely important for the history and the doctrinal life of the Church, what I think has been overshadowed is the question is, what does the Eucharist do? If the Eucharist really truly is the real presence of Jesus, then we should expect that it does something, and in fact, it does many things. As we turn our attention to Ash Wednesday and the Lenten season, I invite you to keep the Eucharist at the front of your minds. When we receive the ashes on our foreheads, we are reminded, remember you are dust, and unto dust you shall return. This exhortation invites us to remember that we are mortal, that we all shall die, and that it doesn't matter how rich or powerful or famous you are, we all will return to this earth. At the same time, we know that there's more beyond this life, and that the Eucharist as viaticum, our spiritual food for the journey, will help us transition to the next life towards the resurrection. The first textual evidence that we have of the Eucharist as viaticum comes from a letter from Dionysius the Alexandrian to Pope Fabius. In that letter, we learn of a man named Serapion, who was elderly and he was dying. In fact, he lost speech for 3 days, but on the fourth day, he recovered his speech, and he asked his grandson to go and find a priest to bring him the Eucharist. When the grandson found the priest was not able to come visit because of his own illness. He told the grandson to take this Eucharist, to give it to his grandfather, but first dip it in some water or some wine so that it can dissolve on his tongue. The grandson gave the grandfather the Eucharist. The grandfather received, and almost immediately after receiving it, he passed away. During this penitential season, as we prepare for the Easter celebration, I encourage you to consider increasing your frequency at Mass. If you're unable to go every day, try to go 2 or 3 times a week. And as you're receiving the Eucharist during this season, keep Serapion in mind. Never forget that yes, we are dust, and to dust we shall return. But at the same time, God has given us this grace, this Eucharist himself, under the guise of bread and wine, so that through the resurrection, we can return back to him.